Hello, welcome. So in this video, I'll quickly show you how to use an editor, basically for writing Java program. I still suggest for a couple of our initial programs, we'll use only Notepad and explicitly compile them. But at some point of time, we'll switch to an editor. So this video should help you how to use an editor. Yeah, I'm using IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition, which is free IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Um, the reason why I use this is, first of all, this is free, and second thing is, as and when we progress on the on the tutorial or on this course, we need not worry about certain fundamental things. So we start using certain shortcuts to automatically generate the code for us. Also, IDE comes with normally the on-time or on-fly compilation. So if we make a mistake, it will immediately show us. So initially, I won't recommend using any editor. You use regular Notepad, compile it explicitly, and through that, if there are any mistakes, you will come to know. Yeah, but eventually we'll go on and start using editor. Yeah, so if you have IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition, you can open it. But if you don't have, okay, just Google it and then figure out how to install IntelliJ IDEA. So you should get enough information there. So once we have this editor open for the first time, right, we'll start with a new project. And we will probably call this as core Java, because most of our core Java related programs we are going to store here. Ensure your location is properly set where you want to really store your programs. Yeah, and if you wanted to push your code to a repository, just put it in a create Git repository. So this will automatically make sure your Git is initialized. So if you don't have this, or you don't want to push your code to a repository, that's okay. I mean, you can keep it unchecked. Yeah, and at any point of time, if you keep it unchecked, we can still create a Git repository later. Yeah, so I'll create this. This will create a new project and help us to start working on it. And a quick introduction of this project structure. So normally, once you have any editor uh, for writing the programs, right, you potentially have a project. So this is where most of our Java programs reside, under a folder called source code. Yeah, so this is a source folder. Yeah, and now we will start creating bit of folder structure inside source, which in Java we call it as package, but for now we will simply call it as folder. So right click and simply say new package, and let's say this is for our day one. Yeah, so I will simply call it as day one. So this has created a folder inside source. Any source code that is placed inside source will be compiled automatically. Yeah, so here I will create a new Java class, like hello world class that we have created. So new Java class, and call this as hello world. Remember, as per the naming convention, your class name should always start with uppercase. And if you're using two distinct words, for example, hello is one word here and word is another word. So whenever you mix them, you have this character also uppercase. So whichever you are mixing. So this is how we adopt the naming convention. Few people use it this way, like any other programming languages, but normally in Java we just use a camel casing. Class name should start with uppercase. That's how all the library class names are. Yeah, and if you're using distinct words, they should be uppercase also. So this will give us a class definition, and of course it is asking me to add in the Git repository. Just say add, um, and you can see there is a package declaration here. For now, need not worry about it, since we're using folder structure. It is adding a package and the day one. This is required, but that's fine. I mean, in the previous class we started from here, right, without any folder structure. So that's our class definition. And in this class, we need the main method. So normally IDEs provide us some sort of help. For example, the moment I type main, it understood that I wanted a main method to be declared here. So it is giving me or it is offering me a help. Do you want to create main method? So if I simply press enter here, that will create me a main method. Yeah. So why we avoid using editor in the initial few days is you should be able to write these things yourself, so that you understand basically where you're making mistakes. Yeah, but right now, okay, I have created the main function. Now this program is for printing hello world. So basically I just need the system.out.println. So for that, there's a shortcut available, sout. So if I simply say sout, yeah, it will allow me to actually, so I just typed sout and pressed enter. Yeah, so whenever I typed sout, it offered me the various option. So I chose, you can choose the required option here using your regular arrow keys and then press enter. So now I just need to complete this whole thing. Yeah, so this is how I completed. And now you can see, for example, if I make a mistake and I did not add the semicolon, immediately there is a compilation error. You can see it here also. It is underlying this with a red line indicating there is a compilation error here, as well as it is showing me that there is a compilation error here. And here also it is showing me a compilation error symbol, and also the error are being highlighted. So this is the advantage of using editor. We will use editor very often, or almost for every of our program, but not the initial few programs. Yeah. So I will immediately add, and now you can see the program has compiled. Everything is good, no issues at all. Now if I wanted to run this, right click and simply say run. Yeah, this should ideally does few things initially like indexing, etc., which is IDE specific thing. Yeah, but let it take some time, and now it has run and it is showing hello world, which is the output of this program. Yeah. So similarly, we will create another program to demonstrate our data types, etc. So here, since we created those programs in our tutorial as day 2, I will create another package called day 2, and then this is a new class. Let's call this as data type demo. Yeah. So this has created a class data type demo. All I need is now a main function. So I'll simply go here and type main. That gives me main function. Yeah. So this is just to demonstrate those integer data types or integer variables, right? So int is the keyword, and then variable was a. So you can declare it this way, integer b, and then we had integer result. Yeah, so three variables are declared, and I want to assign a value. So let's say a equal to 10 and b equal to say 20, and then your result. And the advantage of using editor again is it will start helping us. So I can simply, it is already showing me there is a result, so I need not type everything. I can simply press enter and say a plus b. Yeah, now I just want to print the result, so I can simply say result printed, and now run this. This should show the output. Yeah, 30. So it's taking bit time on my laptop because there is a screen recording software running in the background, but for you it should be very quick. So this is one way. Now the other way we have seen is like we can actually declare all these at once. Yeah, so now when I declared it, it is now started complaining that you can't declare second time again. Yeah, so this is how you can do it, and it still works. So I can run this, it still works the same way. All right, so this is one thing. Or you can still go and then initialize here itself, and these will become redundant. I can remove this. Now it still works, right? So this is how we use the integer type. Okay. So similarly, I will simply comment these. So there is in every programming language you have something called comment. Comment is essentially some information that you can add to your program, but that is only for your reference or someone who is reading that program. For those people, it is a reference, but otherwise compiler just ignores it. So in Java, I can have comment using this special symbol. So all you just need to do is add slash and then this asterisk, yeah, and then go to the next line and then add this closing asterisk. Okay, so here I can add any comment. For example, I can simply say this is a Java program. Yeah, so the speciality of these comments is like these will be there in your program, but compiler just ignores them. Yeah, so compiler need not worry about compiling this into bytecode. Yeah, and I can have any number of line. This is, sorry, I can say this is second comment, something like this. Yeah, so you can do that. So this is how your starting comment, and I mean starting part of the comment, and this is the end part of the comment. In between you can do anything, you can add anything, it just keeps ignoring it. Yeah, so this is one way of using it. Sometimes while we're doing the development, right, we often wanted to just comment one line. So there is a quick way. Either you can do it again here, this thing, and then go here and then close. So this is also a way of commenting. Now I did comment this. Now you can see compiler started ignoring result. Now it is started saying or complaining, what is this result? I don't know. What do you mean by this result? Yeah, if I keep the cursor here, editor shows variable result might not have been initialized. So it is puzzled because this become now comment. Yeah, so this is one way of commenting it. But if it is only one line, yeah, you can always put two slashes like this. Yeah, and then that line, that whole line will become commented. Yeah, now I wanted to comment these three lines. So I have either an option to actually go and then put it this way. So I can do it this way. For example, I can comment this, and then at the end I can comment this. Okay, I can close this. So now this whole thing has become commented. Okay, this is one way. But if you're using editor, yeah, there is another shortcut available wherein all the lines that you want to comment, you can just highlight it. Okay, to highlight it, you just press shift and then down arrow, so that will highlight your content. Now you simply press control and the slash button. Let me do it again. Yeah, so for example, I selected these things. Yeah, now control all these at once. So for this I just pressed control key, I pressed and hold, and then your slash symbol. Yeah, then it will automatically comment everything. Same thing, if I repeat, it will uncomment. So comment, uncomment any number of lines. If you wanted to do it, you can actually do it. Yeah, now let me quickly do it for float. So I have commented this. Now I will simply say float a, b, and result. Sorry. Yeah, and now I have to start assigning the value a equal to 2.3. Yeah, if I simply do it this way, then compiler complains because 2.3 by default is double type. Yeah, so now if you want, you can see it here. Place the cursor here. It says required type is float, but you have provided double. So it is expecting a required value here as float, but then you have supplied double. Double cannot be assigned to a float. So how to make it float? I can simply add f. Either you can add f or f in uppercase. Both are fine. So we can simply add f. Yeah. Now similarly for 4.5, yeah, same error. So f. Now result equal to a plus b. Yeah. So now obviously float plus float will return me float result. So result is a float. So I have placed it. Now print it. Yeah. So now we can just run this. Yeah. So the answer is printed here. So this is how you can use the float. Yeah. Now, one quick thing here while we are actually doing it. So sometimes you will be asked to actually display the result in a better way. It is just displaying 6.8 here. Suppose if I wanted to display it something like 2.3 plus 4.5 equal to 6.8, something like this. So that also you can do. Like when you are using system.out.println, you can actually concatenate multiple information. For example, I want to print system.out.println a. So what it will do, it will simply print the value of a. Yeah, but I can always add this. I can put a plus sign and say plus something like this. If I simply put it like this, now what happens is it will print the value of a and then explicitly print plus sign. So this is value of a which is printed. And one thing you need to remember here, anything that I wanted to print as is, for example, if this is some garbage, yeah, and I wanted to print it as is, you can still do it. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, so you can see here this whole thing is printed as is. So in your system.out.println, if you put a variable name, okay, a is a variable here. Yeah, it will print the value of a. But suppose accidentally if you put a in double quote, right, what will happen? It will print not value of variable a, but it will simply print a. Yeah, so anything that is placed in double quote, we call it a string in Java. So if you have added variable here and a string, it has actually taken the value of the variable and the value of this string and then concatenated these two things. Concatenation of two strings has happened here. That's it. Yeah. So using that technique, we'll simply say, I just wanted to print something like value of A plus value of B equal to the result. Something like this I wanted. So for that, we'll simply say A plus, yeah, value of B plus equal to value of C. So remember, so it's not C, it is the result. Yeah. So basically remember what we're trying to do here, something plus something plus something plus something else plus something else. So this is how the format is. Yeah. Now if you simply print it, I mean run the program, so you should ideally get value of this whole thing in this whole thing. Yeah. Wherever variables are there, their values are replaced. So a is replaced with its value plus as it is because it is in double quote. Yeah. And then value of b is replaced with an actual value of b, and then this whole thing is displayed as it is, and then value of result, which is 6.8. So this is how you can actually print it. Yeah. And sometimes people will make a mistake, they won't put a plus sign here. Now it started complaining, you are given a and then something else, but I don't know what to do with these two things. You have to explicitly say you have to concatenate and produce the output. Yeah. So these things you need to be little careful about.